Then we'll start with probability. Now first we will see what do mean by probability. Now whenever any event occurs or any thing occurs, for example, now in rainy season, right, when you see clouds or when the sky turns black clouds you can see around, right? So what we can assume? We assume that it will rain. It may rain. We assume or we predict some things, right? So whenever we are predicting any occurrence of any event is called as probability. Now in mathematics what we do is we find out the numerical value of this occurrence or uncertainty of an event, which we call it as probability. Now there are few terms which are related to probability. Now whenever any event occurs, right? So occurring of any events is called as an experiment. So whenever we have an experiment, we have some outcomes, right? So those outcomes what we get after performing any experiment is called as trial. So the first term what we use here is experiment. That is performing of an any event is an experiment, and the outcomes what we get by performing any experiment is called as trials. These are the two terms. Then, now whenever I say an experiment, for example, if I have a dice and I roll a dice, so rolling of a die is called as an experiment. And then the outcomes what I get after rolling a die is called as trial. Okay, so that is called as trial. Now, whatever outcomes what we get from this experiment, all the possible outcomes what we get from this experiment is called as sample space. Now, for example, as I said, rolling of a die. Now, on a die, we have numbers printed from 1 to 6, right? So, all the outcomes what are possible from by rolling a die is called as sample space. So, the outcomes for the die will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, the numbers from 1 to 6 will be the sample space when I consider rolling of a die. Now, one more example. If I take a coin, now if tossing of a coin is an experiment, then the outcomes whatever outcomes we get by tossing of a coin will be sample space. So the sample space or total outcomes what we get from this experiment, that is by tossing of a coin, are head and tail. Getting it? Okay. So then we have events. Events means the outcome what we require. Now, for example, when I'm tossing a coin, I want to find out what is the certainty or what are the chances that a head is going to be the outcome. Those are called as events, or what we are expecting from the experiment is called as an event. Now, this probability or uncertainty or certainty of an occurrence of an event in mathematical formula we find out in numerical formula number form. So probability is given by probability is given by number of distinct elements of the event. upon number of total outcomes. Okay, so this is a general formula. So in we even write it as P of E, that is probability of an event. Whichever event we want to know will be given as P of E is given by N of E. N means number of distinct events upon number of total events, that is number of total outcomes, that is S means sample space, number of sample space. Now I'll give you an example where, as I said, rolling of a die. Now when I'm rolling a die, the outcomes what we get, the total outcomes, that is the sample space. Now when I say rolling of a die, so first we always write the sample space, that is all the possible outcomes what we will get by rolling a die. So sample space will be numbers from 1 to 1, 2, so on till 6, right? So n of s, that is number of sample spaces, are how many? There are 6 numbers. So n of s is 6. Now we got the sample space. If I want to know what are the chances or what is the probability that the number 2 will be rolled out, then the event what I want or the probability for an event I want is the number 2. So probability of the event, that is probability of 2, will be given by number of distinct elements of the event upon number of total outcomes. Now distinct elements of the event means what? Which are the numbers or how many numbers are there that will give out 2. Now as we can see here, the number 2 on a die occurs only once. So the probability will be what? Number of events which are distinct will be 1 divided by,
Ma'am, Tanvi is waiting in the lobby. Can you please add her?
yeah,
Even Vidyashree is waiting.
okay. Okay, so the event will be the number 2 is there only once on the die. So the number of events will be 1 divided by total outcomes, that is 6. So probability of number 2 will be 1 by 6. I'll give you all one more example related to this. In the same rolling of a die, if they say I want to find out probability of odd numbers. Okay, so if the event is odd numbers, they have asked us to find out probability of odd numbers. So first we will find out n of number of event, that is number of odd numbers in the die. As we can see sample space, the numbers are occurring from 1 to 6. So now we will find out how many odd numbers are there from 1 to 6. So as we can see, 1, 3 and 5 are odd numbers. So n of odd numbers, that is number of odd numbers, will be 3. So the event is odd numbers. So probability of odd numbers will be n of number of odd numbers divided by n of s, that is number of sample space. So this probability will give us, now there are total 3 odd numbers, so it will be 3 upon 6. So once we simplify, we get it as 1 upon 2. Are you all understanding this? Okay, fine. Now, whenever an experiment is taking place, right? So the outcome can be in favor of the event we want, or it cannot be possible. So basically, we can say that the event is possible or it is impossible. Now, whenever an event is impossible, that is, we know that that event will never occur for that particular experiment, then we say that probability of that event will always be equal to 0. When it is 0, when it is impossible. For example, for this particular probability that is 0, I can say that, say the experiment is rolling of a die. Okay, and if I say what is the probability of number 8 occurring on it? Now, as we know, the number 8 is not printed on the die. So we can say that this probability that, or the number 8 will never be rolled out. So I can say that probability of occurrence of 8 on the die is 0. So that is called as impossible event. Now when we know that the event is sure to occur, then its probability will be 1. So probability will be 1 when the event is sure to occur. So when we are damn sure that the event is going to occur, then probability is 1. And when we know that it is impossible, the probability will be 0. Therefore, we can say that probability of any event is always between equal to or greater than 0 and less than or equal to 1. So probability of any event will never be less than 0 or more than 0. It is always between 0 and 1, where 0 and 1 are included. Okay. Now one more thing what we should know here. Now whenever for an experiment the number of events occurring, right? So in an experiment when I say rolling of die, right? Here we have 6 outcomes, that is numbers from 1 to 6. So the probability, the total probability will always be equal to 1. That is, will always be equal to 1. That is probability of number 1 plus probability of occurrence of number 2 plus probability of occurrence of 3, 4, 5 and 6. So when I add all the probabilities of all the outcomes, the answer will always be equal to 1. Similarly, if I say tossing of a coin, now when I'm tossing a coin, we have only 2 outcomes, that is head and tail, right? So here we have 2 probabilities. So probability of occurrence of head plus probability of occurrence of tail will always be equal to 1, because here we have only 2 outcomes. So probability of head plus probability of tail will be 1. So it depends on the experiment which has been performed. I hope you are understanding this. Okay. So usually in probability lesson questions will be asked on either tossing of coins, then on rolling of a die. It can be single coin or 2 coins. Then we will have rolling of a die. Then we will have drawing a card from a pack of 52 cards. Now, when it comes to cards, I guess everyone knows the set of cards what you all have. So the set of cards has 52 cards. So in that there is some bifurcations, right? So how are they divided? Depending on the color. Yes. So the set of 52 cards or a pack of 52 cards is divided depending on the color. That is, we have 26 red cards and 26 black cards. Then,
Ma'am, and also 13 cards of each of the four suits.
yes. So depending on colors, we have red and black. Then depending on suits, we have 4. That is diamond, then
Heart,
heart,
diamond, heart,
spade, diamond, heart, then spades and clubs. Okay, so these are the 4 suits and each suit has 13 cards. Right? Now which are the 13 cards each one has? We have king,
king,
we
queen,
have
jack,
yes, jack.
and numbers.
Ace we have
To A.
Ace also.
ace
Yeah.
and then numbers from 2 to 10.
10.
Yes, correct. Now in these suits, which are red ones and which are black ones?
and diamond.
Heart and diamond are red.
Heart and red are, heart and diamonds are red, and
Yes.
spades and clubs are black.
Yes, so spades and clubs are black. So this is what you should know regarding the cards. So basically these are the these are the experiments based on which you will be asked questions. One more, the other than this can be of the say we have different colored balls which are placed in one single bag, and what is the probability of drawing a red ball or a black ball, like that. Okay, so these are the simple experiments which we all will be having in this lesson. So shall we do few numericals? Okay. So you can turn on to page number 380 where we'll do the exercise. So first one we'll do. A coin is tossed once. Okay. So here we are talking of a coin. So whenever we know what is an experiment, we will always write down the sample space. So since it is a coin which is being tossed, the sample space will be head and tail. Yes.
H comma T.
Yes. H comma T, that is head and tail. Now, the first thing they have asked us, describe the sample space. That is already we did. So the sample space consists of head and tail, which is denoted by capital S. So we can write it as capital S. The second thing they have asked us is find the probability of getting a tail. So they have asked us probability of tail. So to find out probability of tail, number of events occurring for tail upon number of S. So this question in probability, usually it will be a 3-mark or 4-mark question. Now if you have subsections in this, you write the formula only once at the starting and later you can just go on solving it. Okay, so in this you don't have to write the formula every time. For example, in one question there are say 4 sub questions. Then for each sub question you'll have to find out probability. So it is not compulsory that you have to write the formula each step. So what you can do is at the starting only you can write down the formula,
Okay,
and
ma'am.
then you can just go on writing the values. Okay. Okay. Now here probability of tail, that is number of tails upon number of sample space. Now tails are how many? Only one event
1
is
by 2.
occurring. Yes, 1 divided by total, that is 2. As we know, n of s is 2. Yes, so it will be 1 by 2. Okay, we'll do second one also, because there are two coins which are tossed. Now when I'm tossing two coins simultaneously, so can you all just tell me what can be the possible outcomes? Can be the sample space.
Heads and heads, head
Yes.
and tail, tail and head, and tail and tail.
Yes. So it can be head, tail, head and
Head, tail, and tail head.
tail. So can you just try solving it?
Old ma'am.
Yes. So now first question asked is two heads. Two heads. So probability of two heads. Now how many events do we have where we have two heads? We have only one event. Yes, that is this, head and head. So numerator will be 1 upon, we have total 4 outcomes.
1 by 4.
Yes, so it will be 1 by 4. Yeah. Okay, next is probability of at least one head. So how many events have at least one head?
3, ma'am.
Yes, 3. So this is head, tail, and tail head. So there are 3. So probability will be 3 by 4. Okay. Okay, so third one, at most one head. Yes, at most one head. That is maximum there should be only one head. It will not be 3 by 4. They have said at most one head means there are maximum one head should be there. So it has to be
2 by 4.
2 by 4. So we have only two outcomes where we have single head. So it is 2 by 4. After simplification, we get it as 1 by 2. Yes. Fourth one, exactly one head. Yes, we want only one head. So that is head, tail, and tail head. So it is again 2 by 4, which is 1 by
1 by 2.
2. Yes. Probability of no head.
Tail, tail.
Yes, there is only one event, that is tail, tail. So 1 by
1 by 4.
4. Okay. So shall we move on to next? Okay, question number 4. Here we can see a die is thrown once. So here the experiment is a die. So first we will write down the sample space S. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right? And then n of S will be equal to okay. So the first one asks is probability of an odd number. Probability of
3 by 6.
odd number.
That is 1 by 3.
Yes. So that is n of odd numbers upon n of S. So as we can see, we have 3 odd numbers in the sample space. So that will be 3 upon total is 6. So simplified form we get it as 1 by 2. Probability of a number greater than 4. Yes, 2 by. We have two numbers which are greater than 4. That is 5 and 6. So it will be 2 by
6.
that will be
1 by
1
3.
by 3.
1 by 3.
Okay. Probability of a number less than 5.
by 6.
4 by 6. Numbers less than 5 are
2 by 3.
yes. So there are we have 4 numbers which are less than 5. So it is 4 by 6. That will be 2 by. So probability of a number 5.
1 by 6.
Yes, 1.
By 6.
We have only one number, one digit 5. So it is 1 by 6. Now we'll see what if we have two dice which are thrown simultaneously. Now when we have two dice thrown simultaneously, what will be the outcomes? Outcomes will be 1, 1. Then we will have 1, 2. Then 1, 3. So on till 1, 6 we will have. That is, if number 1 is occurring on first die, we have numbers from 1 to 6 on the second die. Similarly, it will be 2, 1, 2, 2 and so on till 2, 6. Right? And this we will have this 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2 so on till 6, 1 and here 6, 6. So number of sample space, total sample space will be 36. Yes.
Yes.
So we'll see how this one now. Now what is the probability of getting 10 as a sum of two numbers. So sum of numbers should be equal to 10. So we have to find out which are the events where we will get sum as 10. So we have 4, 6,
6, 6,
6,
4, 5,
4.
5.
Yes, and 5, 5. So these can be the events where the sum is equal to 10. So it will be 3 by 36. Which on simplification we get 1 by
1 by 12.
12. Yeah. Okay. Second one, a total of at least 10. So probability that the total is at least 10. At least 10 means it has to be 10 or more than 10.
6 are there, ma'am.
Yes. Now we know number total 10 we have got 3 here. So the remaining will be 5, 6, 6, 5 and 6, 6.
4, 6.
These three, the upper ones 3 and plus these 3. So total we will have 6. So 6 by 36. That is 1 by 6. Yes. The second one, a doublet of even number. So we want even number occurring on both the dice. So we have three even numbers 2, 4 and 6.
Two, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6.
Yes. So we will have three events. So it will be 3 by 36. That is 1 by 6. Yes.
Ma'am, the school notice had come yesterday, ma'am, saying that today at between 10 to 11 we have to come to collect the books.
Okay. Gautam, you did not get the message then?
Janet, it was primary, pre-primary.
Okay, the fourth part in this is a multiple of 3 as a sum of two numbers. So we want probability of multiple of 3, and that multiple of 3 should be sum of the two numbers. So multiples of 3 are 3 and 6, right? So it can be 1, 2, 2, 1. Then we have 2, 4, 4, 2. Then we can write it as 1, 5, 5, 1. We can even write it as, okay, we can even get 9 and 12 sum. So we can even have 3, 3. then we can have 6 comma 3 or 3 comma 6, then 6 comma 6 as 12, and then 4 comma 5, 5 comma 4. Basically the sum should be equal to a multiple of 3. So here we can get 3, 6, 9 or 12. So you have to write down all the possibilities where you can get the sum as 3, 6, 9 or 12. So we got 12 outcomes. So probability will be 12 by 36. That is 1 by, yes. Okay. So moving on to question number 6. Yeah. Now in question number 6, they have given us a box of 160 electric bulbs contain 12 defective bulbs, right? So the total bulbs given. So total bulbs are 160. Out of that, defective ones are
12.
12. Yes. Then what will be non-defective bulbs? Non-defective will be 160 minus 12. So that will be
148.
148. Yeah. Now, first one. They have asked us the probability of defective bulbs. So that is given by number of defective bulbs upon the total. So that will give us 12 by 160. On simplification, we get it as
3, 5, 40.
3 by 40. Yes. The second one, non-defective bulbs. So P of non-defective. Yeah, we know that non-defective bulbs are 148. So it will be 148 by 160.
10 upon 40.
Yes, we will get 37 upon 40. Okay, we'll do 8th one. Now here they have given there are cards. The cards bear numbers from 2 to 20. So sample space is numbers, sorry, not, okay, 2 to 20, but even numbers. So it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. So these are the cards. So total how many cards we have? N of S will be 10. So we have total 10 cards. Now,
Cards.
question. Yes. So the first question asked is they have asked us to find the probability of getting a card which is a prime number. So probability of prime number. Now, how many prime numbers do we have here?
One prime number, that is 2.
Yeah. So we have only one prime number, that is 2. So here we have n of prime numbers upon n of s. So we have only one number, so it becomes 1 by 10. Next, probability of number divisible by 4. So here how many numbers we have which are divisible by 4?
Numbers.
4, 8, 12, 16 and 20. So we have 5 numbers. So this will be 5 by 10. That will be 1 by 2.
Four numbers, Jyoti.
20 0, 4, 8, 12, 16 and 20.
So we have next one is probability of a number that is multiple of 6. So how many numbers we have which are multiple of 6?
3, ma'am. 6,
Three.
12
6,
and
12
18.
and 18. Yes, we have 3 numbers. So your probability will be 3 by 10. Probability of an odd number. Yes, we don't have any odd numbers in the given sample set. So it will be 0 by 10, or we can write it as 0. Okay, the next are similar one. So we will go to question number 11. Yeah. Now here they have given in a class of 40 students, there are 16 boys and rest are girls. So given is number of students, that is 40. So in this, boys are
24.
16. So girls are 40 minus 16. That is 24. Yes. Now they have asked us what is the probability that the student selected is a girl. So probability of girl, that is number of girls divided by total number of students. So that will be 24. Number of girls are 24.
5.
24 upon 40. Yes. So simplification will give us 3 by Okay, next we'll do 13th one. So here they have given a bag contains 6 black, 5 white and 9 green balls. So given black balls are 6. Then white balls are 5 and green balls are 9. Right. So this is what is given. So the total number of balls are 6 plus 5 plus 9. That is 20. Okay, so this is all we have first wrote down all given points. Now we will find the probability. So first one is probability of a black ball. That will be n of black upon n of s. So number of black balls are 6. So that will be 6 by 20. In simplified way, it will be 3 by 10. Yes, moving on to the second one. Probability of not green.
20.
Yeah, that will be not green are how many now? 6 plus 5. Leaving green, it can be any other ball. So there are 6 plus 5, 11 balls. So here it will be 11 by 20. Next, probability of either white or green. P of white or green. So total number of white and green balls will be 5 plus 9. So 14. So it will be 14 by 20. Yes. On
10 upon
simplification,
10.
we can write it as 7 by 10. Correct. Probability of neither white nor black.
20.
By 20.
Yes. So neither white nor black means it has to be a green ball. So we have green 9 balls. So it will be 9 by 20. Okay. Now in a deck of cards, I forgot to tell you all one thing. That is face cards. Face cards, king, queen, jack are called as face cards. Okay. So total there will be 12 face cards, out of which 6 face cards will be red and 6 face cards will be black.
Apurva is waiting in lobby, so allow her, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll do 14th question. Now here there is a deck of 52 cards and we are randomly drawing a card. So they have asked us what is the probability of an ace. So that will be n of ace cards upon n of s. Now we know that there are 4 ace cards, each in one suit, right? So that will be 4 by 52, because total we have 52 cards. Yes, on simplification we get it as 1 by 13. Okay. Probability of a 5 of red suit. So how many 5 red cards we have? 2. Yes, we have 2 cards. So probability of 5 of red upon n of s. So we have 2 red cards with number 5. So 2 by 52 or 1 by 26. Yes. A black queen. Probability of a black queen. Now we know there are 4 queens in total. So out of the 4 queens, 2 are black and 2 are red.
2 upon 26.
Yes. So n of black queen upon n of s. So we know there are 2 queens. So 2 by 52.
1 by
1
26.
by 26.
26.
Yes. Okay, a jack of spade.
And 26.
1 by
52.
1 by 52. Yes, we have only one jack in a suit of spade. So it will be 1 by 52. 10 of hearts. Probability of a 10 of hearts. How many cards we have?
1 card.
1 card. So it will be 1 by 52. A face card. Now as I said, king, queen and jack are called as face cards. So total we have 12 face cards. In each suit 3 cards, right? So 4 3s are 12. So probability of face card. So that will be 12 by
52.
52. On simplification, 3 by 13. Yes. So have you all understood this chapter?
Ma'am, tomorrow do we have classes?
No, I guess. Directly on Monday.
Tomorrow we don't have any classes.
No. But still you will get a message. Okay, confirmation message you'll be getting.
We will get
Okay, ma'am.
Books most probably on Monday. That also message will be yes. Can't hear you.
books.
Books most probably on Monday.
Okay,
You'll
ma'am.
get a message.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Now I'll just do the last two, 16th and 17th one. Okay. Now 16th one, they've given you the probability of winning a game is 0.6. So probability of winning is given as 0.6. Now as I told you in the previous class that probability for any experiment sum of events of all experiment probability will always be equal. Now here when I'm saying a game, there are only two probabilities, that is winning and losing. So we know that probability of winning plus probability of losing will always be equal to 1. So they have given us probability of winning as 0.6. So 0.6 plus probability of losing is equal to 1. So probability of losing will be 1 minus 0.6. That will be 0.4. Yes. We'll do fill in the blanks. That is question number 17. Now what will be the probability of a sure event? As I said, yes. So whenever we know that the event is sure to occur, the probability will be 1. Probability of an impossible event?
Zero.
Yes, 0. So when we know that the event will not occur, the probability is 0. So probability of an event occurring plus probability of event not occurring will always be equal to 1. So probability of any event plus probability of that event not occurring will always be equal to 1. So any probability is always between 0 and 1.
Less than 0 and greater than or equal to 1.
Greater than 0 but less than or equal to 1. It will always be equal to or greater than 0 and less than or equal to 1. Have you all understood this lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'll be doing is I will mail you all few more different types of questions from probability from some other author. Okay. Because
Okay, ma'am.
the number of sums are given very less and these are easy ones. So I will just mail you all. Yes, I can't hear you.
It's in Fairbook.
Fairbooks, I said no, you all will get a message and most probably you all will be getting it on Monday.
When we get our Fairbooks, that time these sums should we write in Fairbook?
Yes, you have to do it in Fairbook.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Remaining sums you all have to solve, and maybe today or by maximum by tomorrow I will mail you all few more questions related to probability. Okay, solve this.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll end the class here.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice
Yeah.
day.